Hi everyone, this is Karak from ACG, and today I'm bringing you the review for The Walking Dead Michonne Episode 1. This is the story of what Michonne experienced during the comic books issued 126 through 139, exploring it in 3 chapters, and today is the review for the first, developed as always by Telltale Games. Let's see how it did, shall we? So as always, if you liked the video, maybe subscribe. So here's the review for The Walking Dead Michonne Episode 1. It's all about the Benjamins, traveling on the good ship Probably Taste Good, and everyone's favorite, Ginsu. Let's do this. Graphics are up first. As this is the typical Telltale engine, there's no real changes. The thick art lines we've seen in seasons 1 and 2 of The Walking Dead, as well as Borderlands, sort of remain here. Sadly, there was a good deal of stuttering in one particular section of the game, and this was later on in it. This was sadly repeated on a normal hard drive as well as an SSD, indicating that there might be just a bit of optimization that needs to occur, as always, with this engine. As we know, this is a pretty old engine, and something going on under the hood seems to have been impacting performance in that one section. Now, that being said, Michonne seems to move at a snappier pace than most of the Walking Dead cast in the previous episodes. And the locations, I would say, are interesting just for the very fact that we've never seen them before, and without spoiler territory, I can say that once again, the game is about the horrors that man can visit on man graphically, and not necessarily the undead, and the characters continue to look good with thick lines on their cell shading and acceptable delineation. As a package, I'd say it's okay graphics, but it's never going to be a looker. It's there to tell the tale, and aside from that, and aside from a little bit of stuttering, it's fine. Sound, music, and voice.
Reconsider. Damn it.
Hey, Pete.
Michonne, what are you doing up? Your shift isn't for another hour.
Couldn't sleep.
Having those nightmares again. You holding up okay? Don't worry about you. You're not the easiest to read.
Things are getting better. Slowly.
See, not everyone here lives in squalor. Jonas and Zachary had the nicest room on the ship. The good doctor deserves it. Gosh, he just works so hard.
And sound is up first. Now, since you're basically playing the female version of Afro Samurai, a good deal of the sounds in the game are of violence, the type of lettuce-splitting, watermelon-busting, undead-destroying sounds we expect from The Walking Dead's #1 Malay fighter. Let's be honest, she spends almost the entire time finding new ways to spin a 360 and cut someone's head off, even if she just spun a 360 1/4 of a second ago. And the sound effects of the sword on slick undead neck is both excellent and a bit wet and nasty. And though there's good samples and good sound throughout, I would say that there are occasional times where that wetness becomes a little bit of mud in the sound sampling. Not bad, though. Music. I dug it, big time. Listen, I've always sort of been a fan of the melancholy, let's all get in a line and commit suicide by shooting all of our heads with one bullet music scores that these games seem to provide. They're usually a mix of vocal, really deep and depressive folk and country, and continue to score well here in this first episode. I really loved the very first vocal track as well. Good music in this. Voice. Now, remembering that this Michonne is not the same one from the show, but the one from the comics, we have her voiced by Samira Wiley, and man, I actually really dug her voiceover, which surprised me. I expected it to take a bit to grow on me, to sort of extend and make me become connected emotionally to her, but almost instantly she was Michonne. I wasn't sadly as in love with the writing, though, and some of the scripting left these odd pauses between sentences, like everyone needed a moment to look longingly at one another, like a moment in the Vampire Diaries or something. Samira has to play this character that's both a whirling dervish of swordly delight and also a bit touched. Actually, who am I kidding? She's plain and simple batshit insane, and Samira actually handles that with a grace that I can't assume would be easy, especially when sometimes her character appears to be talking in beatbox rhythm. Now, the secondary characters are also done well, but so far we don't have any standouts like we did in Season 1 with always easy to love or hate Kenny. I dig the voices, though. Again, a bit of a clumsy ride at times, but that's just sort of the scripting and the writing, and I think just this first episode getting going. Gameplay. Okay, so the story is basically Michonne having split from the group and is aboard the Companion, which is this old sailing ship with a new group of companions and searching for survivors that have been in the area the prior year. Without spoilers, that's when the crap just basically hits the fan. One nice thing about In Too Deep is that it doesn't skimp on the quick-time events, with Michonne stabbing the crap out of pretty much everything, including a bit of battle and an environment. I don't think I could have guessed if you had given me a year to make crap up. Some really cool stuff here, though the pacing can be a bit hit and miss, just like the dialogue. But what's cool is just when something gets slow, Michonne stabs someone like a damn Pavlonian dog bell, and that starts the action back up. Nothing is new here, but the integrated battle moments makes the time fly by, and what little character development that is here feels good for the experiences that they're having, even though it's a little bit shallow. Fun factor. Okay, this was a good time, but wow, it was woefully short. I mean, absolutely stunningly short. I clocked in at less than an hour, and I didn't rush. In fact, it's sort of hard to slow down. As I said, the action just keeps happening. This entire series costs around $13, so if each one averaged that 1 hour for a total of 3, it could be worse. But seriously, this is a short episode, stunningly short. So, as always, when I rate these kind of things, I rate it more along the lines of a get it now or hold off. Honestly, I think until we get to episode 2, I would actually say to hold off. There isn't a ton going on in this first one. There's some cool story setup and so forth, but really there's nothing that's pulling you in and really needs to be played right at this moment, where maybe we can wait for episode 2 and see if the stuttering is fixed and if maybe some of that dialogue is fixed, and surely if it's just a little bit longer, because wow, what a short episode. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you guys liked the review. If you did, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. Maybe share us on Twitter, maybe share us on Reddit, whatever. As always, peace out.